Now, what? Is it airborne in the open air? This lady who was tased is not around anybody but her family. All right. If they got COVID, they're fucked anyway. Don't worry about it. Okay. They're sitting in an isolated area. All right. Looks like more than 6 feet away from the next person. Right. Are you forgetting all that? See, there's other rules, including if you're 6 feet apart, you shouldn't get it, right? That's why you social distance. If you're social distancing and you're in the open air, do you need a mask? No. No. Why don't you? Because you're not around nobody who should have it, right? You got to be so much air. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be kind of a closed environment anyway for it to be airborne. Like in outbreak. Why did it spread so fast in the hospital? The ventilation system, remember? Yes. Right. Well, if you're in the open stadium, there is no air conditioning to get the virus. Anyway, you're getting violent over a mask. Guess what? You can do it. Because what makes it wrong? They were in an open environment. Right. If you're in a closed environment, like a restaurant, yeah, you wear a mask. You wear a mask, right? Or even your stores once in a while. Mm-hmm. Though if you're, like I said, just in and out and you're social distancing, right? Which means you're not really around nobody, right? And you're getting one item like a thing of milk or something like a normal, husband or man would do anyway for his wife or family, right? Or himself, right? Even. Or some orange juice, stuff like that, right? Sometimes men will run out of milk or orange juice and have to go get some. Okay? Things like that, right? Right. Anyway. That's the whole point. You're getting violent. You're tasing someone who's in the open air. Mm-hmm. And 6 feet away from someone else, right? Except her family. And if they got it, well, okay. You don't know that. The first thing, okay, you check for is a fever. Mm-hmm. The second thing is, are they coughing? The third thing, right, mm-hmm, is what kind of environment are they in? An open air environment ain't the same as a refrigeration or an air conditioned environment. There it might can spread easier, and you might need a mask, right? See, this is called, you got this law. Mm-hmm. But it applies differently in different situations, too. Oh, no, it does. Right. Now, you do know how the airborne virus works. It's like, even if you're in a church, for example, right? What makes the church a danger is the air conditioning system, like in the hospital and outbreak. Right. Now, no, a movie should not be your guideline, even though it's fictional. I understand that, but it's the only way it can spread in a restaurant is the air conditioning system recirculates the air. Mm-hmm. It's called a closed air conditioning system, right? So, unless you're drawing in fresh air from another source, like outside or something, right? Or you don't open your doors, or you open your doors occasionally, even, right? What that means is, right, you have air coming in and out too, right? But in an open environment, right, it don't spread the same way as in a closed environment, like in a restaurant, right? Why is that? The ventilation system. The ventilation system is what circulates the air. Mm. See, you got this little vent thing here, right? And the vent draws in the air, right? And the air comes out, right? Vice versa, right? To cool down the house, right? Do you understand, right? So if you're in a restaurant, right, you need to wear a mask because of how the intake system and outtake system of the air condition works. You might could get it in a restaurant, not in open space. It's different there. Now, when I'm walking outside the Publix too, right, you don't have to wear a mask. Why? It's less likely to spread. Right. Why? There's no ventilation system until you get to the Publix. Right. And again, like I said, right, if you're solo and you don't have it the whole time since it came out, either you probably don't got it. Right. But that's the point too, right? The woman also has asthma, right? Which is a breathing condition, right? And she wasn't worried about it, right? Until the officer intervened on behalf of the school, right? But the problem is, you're in an open environment. It don't spread like that, like in a closed environment, right? That's why it spread an outbreak too, right? It got into the air conditioned system, right? Remember your shows now. You're talking about it like a pandemic, right? Right. So this virus killed that worse than Ebola, right? And all that. Mm-hmm. Now, use your head, or we're all dead. Right. And what's the difference? You're in an open environment in the stadium, right? It can't go more than 6 feet then, right? If you're 6 feet away from someone, that's why you can social distance to prevent it. And you don't always need a mask if you're out in the open. You gotta treat an open stadium differently than a closed restaurant, right? Where you have air conditioning. And, right? I even seen them do a little skit thing with it, right? Where they showed how it can re-enter the air conditioning system through the ventilation system there, right? Because what that is the ventilation system, right? So what happens is this draws in the air to put it through the vents here, right? For example, right? So the air goes in and it comes out here, right? Throughout the house, right? Wherever a vent is, right? And there's a little one that works. It don't beep. And the one in the bedroom don't beep, right? But that one still does, and that one's gone. Told you that before, too. But the whole point is it's different when you're in an open environment, too, right? Versus a closed one with an air conditioning system, right? Even y'all did a little something about that. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, some people want you to wear the mask wherever you go, right? You can't do that. That's infringing on someone's personal rights to not wear one, right? You have a right to wear one if you don't even have symptoms, right? Or don't have it, right? But you also have a right not to wear one if you don't think you have it as well. I know. Why? You're in an open environment. You're in an open environment. Not a closed one. Not a closed one. Like a restaurant. There they can make you wear a mask to get into the restaurant because it's a closed air-conditioned system. Right? Even my stepdad would understand this. What I mean. He did air conditioning with Sugar Friday too.